Steve Jobs once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." I hope everyone had a safe, memorable, and happy Thanksgiving. Let's get into it. All right, Hoop fans, buckle up because we've got a hot topic today that's got the sports world buzzing. When we talk about basketball stars under 30, you know the usual suspect: Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, and the like. But let me ask you this. Is there a chance that a woman, a WNBA star, no less, is bigger than any of these under 30 NBA players? Spoiler alert, yes, it's Caitlin Clark. And here's why. Now, you might be thinking, wait a second, isn't Caitlin, a women's basketball player? But stick with me here because the impact she's having is not just on the court, it's global, it's undeniable, and it's a game changer. Forget the gender. This is about star power, and Clark has it in spades. You see, when Caitlin Clark tweets, attends events, or even just sits down for dinner, it's like watching a live performance. People stop, they stare, they tune in. I mean, she's like the Taylor Swift of basketball. If she so much as drop a post, it goes viral. And that's before even talking about her ridiculous skills on the court. So, exactly what makes Caitlin Clark so much more popular than NBA players under 30 is simple. She's exciting. She's the must-watch athlete of this generation. Let's break it down. First, she's got an obscene passing game. I'm talking about no-look passes that make defenders wish they were on the sideline in a suit sipping their coffee. Her range, absurd. We're talking Steph Curry type range from half court. Her competitiveness, off the charts. If Clark was a car, she would be a Bugatti, fast, stylish, and just too good to ignore. But wait, like a Ginsu knife, there's more. She's got the personality that just pulls you in, like your favorite TV character that you can't stop rooting for. And we haven't even touched on her work ethic yet. Let's just say Caitlin Clark doesn't have a stop button. She's all gas, all go, all the time. Now, let's talk about some heavy hitters, Bill Simmons and Chuck Klosterman, who just threw down a mic drop moment in the sports world when Simons asked Klosterman if Caitlin Clark was a bigger under 30 star than any other NBA player.
One question I didn't ask you, just quick. Is Caitlin Clark a bigger under 30 star than any under 30 star in the NBA?
Yes.
I think she is
absolutely.
Too. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't even think that's a debate.
Yeah, it is like, her stardom in a way is like it has changed many conversations about sports, I feel like, especially women's sports.
The response was a resounding yes. And trust me, this is no small feat when you're talking about players like Luka, Tatum, and even Giannis. Here's the kicker. Bill Simmons goes on to say her stardom has changed many conversations about sports, especially women's sports, and that's huge. Think of it this way. Caitlin Clark is like the iPhone of women's basketball, women's sports for that matter. Before, we had phones, sure, but after, things were just a little different, and we're in the after now.
I was excited that UCLA beat South Carolina in a November women's college basketball game. I literally did not care about women's college basketball 10 years ago in any way, shape, or form. So I think some things have moved toward just the quality to play is more fun to watch, but she seems to be some sort of catalyst that is just, it's like before and after, and now we're in the after.
Think about this for a second. Caitlin Clark's games were drawing higher viewership numbers than playoff games without her in the WNBA. That's not just impressive, it's historical. As for the NBA, ratings are down, but guess what's trending upward? Yup, you guessed it, Caitlin Clark. When we talk about influence, we're talking about someone who's bigger than some of the biggest names in the NBA right now. Now, let's bring in the international scene for a second. NBA has a global audience, Always has, always will. But Caitlin Clark, oh, she's got that too. From Australia to Germany to New Zealand, her name is known across the globe. A fan from Germany was staying up late to watch her games like she was watching the World Cup. How many NBA stars can you say they have that kind of global pull, especially under 30? And get this, a fan from Australia said her brother, who doesn't even follow basketball, knows who Caitlin Clark is, but he wouldn't know Luka, Jason Tatum, or Anthony Edwards from a lineup. That's the power of her presence, people. That's how wide her reach extends. We're talking about a baller who happens to be a woman who's not only dominating in basketball, but is now becoming a cultural icon. You can spot her at NBA games, courtside, chatting with NBA stars like Tyrese Halliburton and rubbing elbows with the league's elite. She's been invited to NBA All-Star events and even discussed being part of a three-point shootout alongside guys like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Imagine that, Caitlin Clark at the NBA All-Star Weekend. I mean, are you not just picturing her draining three-pointers and stealing the spotlight? It's not far off. Let's circle back to the bold statement by the Ringers, Bill Simons, and Chuck Klosterman. Caitlin Clark is moving the needle in a way that players like Jason Tatum, Luka, or Anthony Edwards aren't. Luka Doncic might be the future face of the NBA, but Caitlin Clark is the present and the future of sports culture. And I know, some people are going to argue, but she's not even in the NBA. To which I say, are you really going to let the fact that she's not playing in the NBA limit her influence? The NBA is looking for its next LeBron, its next Steph, but they might just need to look at Caitlin Clark as a bigger global draw than any under 30 player out there currently. So, is Caitlin Clark the biggest basketball player under 30? Yes, she absolutely is. And here's why. She's not just a basketball player. She's a movement. She's a brand. She's someone who has transcended her sport and created a global following like few others. Even some of the NBA's brightest stars can't compete with her ability to draw eyes and make waves on the worldwide scale. Folks, mark my words, Caitlin Clark is the future of sports stardom. And it's not just the WNBA that's benefiting from her impact. Her reach is everywhere, from social media to TV ratings to global viewership, while the NBA continues to search for the next superstar. It seems like the sports world has already found its answer, and that is in Caitlin Clark. So, do you agree? Is Caitlin Clark the biggest under 30 star, or is there someone else we're overlooking? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more sports commentary. Until next time, keep ballin'.